do both of you think that you've replaced the brands that we grew up with? I grew up with CCD, I grew up with Barista.
I think there's room for everybody. Like Barista has several hundred outlets. Even today, Barista has several hundred outlets.
Legacy jo hai na, you think that you've created that legacy that will live across generations?
Can create.
Can create
The
in
opportunity
3-4 years.
is there.
How long does it take for an outlet to break even?
Couple of months.
Couple of months and you break even.
Yeah.
But I wake up every day, I go to work, I try and find things for myself. At the same time, I haven't been able to build a legacy.
We don't have that.
The
It
brand
would
has
be
it.
great if we had
The
that.
brand has it. Of course, you've created the brand, of course. Deepika Padukone, I guess, here is one of the investors.
Yeah.
She has liked the product, she wanted to invest. So as us, right? We also like whatever money we have, okay, we would also want to be part of some good growing brand, right?
But tempted to maybe feature her in a picture and maybe just place it somewhere and just,
If she
she
allows.
She's
She's one of the investors.
if she allows, like, why not? Like,
I mean, I know Matt is not much of a talker, but you have to answer, of course. If Blue Tokai were Central Perk from Friends, who's more likely to be Gandhar amongst the two of you? Which Blue Tokai outlet is most film-worthy if Netflix wanted to shoot a series inside one of your cafes?
I would say this one.
Would you rather make 5 new acquisitions and make them 500 crores worth of profitable brands each, or add 1000 crore worth of value to Blue Tokai itself? If you had to sum up Blue Tokai's journey so far in one sentence, what would you say?
it's
Can you, for a layman, can you define what's the difference between a good and a bad coffee?
I think negative feedback are the best thing for a business, right? I mean, that is the only way to improve, like work on those. Like what consumers are saying and what they did not like, right? Others कैसे पता चलेगा? आप केवल सेल नंबर देख के और रेटा देख के धंधा थोड़ी जज कर सकते हो। सर, देखो बहुत छोटी जगह से आ रहा है। There has to be value for money in life, and one should be fortunate कि पैसे हैं अकाउंट में, ठीक है? So it has to be valued.
We had one customer whose mom was actually dying. The last thing that she wanted, she was about to pass, and the last thing that she wanted was a cup of our
That's so
coffee.
touching, and that's
Someone got married in our cafe. Like they got the lawyer, and
really.
So
They completely forgot. I had a very interesting question in my mind here.
our salary. The founders who have made like 2,000-3,000 crore, like obviously why would they need to take salary? Like
So who pinged who? What
I
happened?
picked him. Like he started like 3 years, I guess.
So you knew कि Blue Tokai कुछ है, and then you randomly pinged him. कि
Online research में हाँ, Blue Tokai website and all those things which I like.
You don't expect a culture clash like this, UP and US. So does that kind of create a havoc?
I mean, you should bring in Namrata and then see the culture class with
Yeah.
all three of us.
So where is she from?
She's also from UP, but she
Okay.
grew up in Oman.
Oman.
In your existing menu, to make the brand successful in the respective cities. Okay, let's start with Gorakhpur,
Good pizza and burger.
Punjab, Amritsar,
Whipped cream.
MP, Indore.
More savory stuff. And around namkeen and making a combination of that. All this we are not ever going to do.
Okay, hypothetical.
We are just giving a hypothetical answer.
Also, just important is financial discipline is time discipline. I think especially when you're younger and growing, any opportunity, yes, we'll do that. We'll take
Is that a
that.
comment on me because we were late by 2 hours?
My older daughter was like 3 or 4. We taught her when anytime she sees to say enemy.
Please इसको काट देना भाई.
Oh, this is a legitimate reason to stop. For any startup and for any camaraderie between co-founders and founders, you don't expect a culture clash like this. I don't want to really make a big deal out of it. You don't really associate, UP and US. So does that kind of create a havoc?
I mean, you should bring in Namrata and then see the culture class with
Yeah.
all three of us.
Yeah.
So where is she from?
She's also from UP, but she
Okay.
grew up in Oman.
Oman, like she
Oh.
grew up in Oman and studied in US. So
That kind of tells us about the success, because the reason why you've been able to adapt everywhere. Maybe because you're very culturally very neutral. No, how did you meet? I want to really understand. LinkedIn. That's how you connected.
Even like LinkedIn now is like very active. Back
Okay.
then, LinkedIn was nothing.
Wow. So
10 years ago.
So who pinged who? What
I
happened?
picked him. Like he started like 3 years, I guess.
Oh.
So they were already running.
So you knew कि Blue Tokai कुछ है, and then you randomly pinged him. कि
Online research में हाँ, Blue Tokai website and all those things which I like.
Yeah.
And obviously like
You were impressed with what
Yeah.
he had been doing and building.
Yeah, I'm still impressed with what Namrata has done with the packaging, the website, the communication, design. Nothing in here is like our idea, to be honest, right? So all this, it appeals like the good part of the business is her thought process, and that was on the website. So it was appealing back then, like even till today also, like it's very unique and very different and distinctive. So.
Yeah. Do you remember the first thing that what was the first reach out?
We had a meeting in so the first cafe was in Sidulajab. We had a meeting there. He had a little case study that he presented.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, to see Shivam from that point in time till now, it's like amazing, just absolutely amazing.
So, what do you each bring to the table? I mean, I would have also loved if Namrata was around and we could have been asked her as well. But since the two of you are here, what do you each bring to the table?
I mean, it's very easy. I would say product and business. If you wanted to dumb it down very simply.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, over time, we've overlapped in many areas. There are different departments that he used to look over, then I looked over, then he looked over. But fundamentally, the sort of the guardrails, not guardrails, the difference.
But did you feel the need to have a co-founder during that time?
So no, actually, Shivam wasn't hired as a co-founder. It's only because of what he was able to achieve in our business that he was instrumental, and so he became co-founder.
Okay. So and did you? Yeah, sorry.
He was actually hired to run operations.
Yeah. And did you know at that point that you could really transform into being the stakeholder that you are at this point?
I'm a highly self-confident guy. So at that point of time, there was like 3-year open work permit for Canada. And I come from a family where I have to support like my family. So the whole idea was like if a couple of years, like things work out well. Because before that, like my own startup got fucked up like of funding, co-founders and
tell us a little bit about that.
So उसकी वजह से फिर था कि मतलब दिमाग में एक बार one shot last I have to give.
Yeah.
This worked out well. It worked out. Otherwise, go back and then on in Canada. But it worked out. So now it has been almost like 10 years plus. So
you don't have an outlet in Canada as yet.
No, we won't ever open that.
Why is that?
It's a very saturated market, man. Like
I'm sure you can break through the niche because you've been able to do it across a lot of locations in India.
There's just so much more opportunity here.
Yeah.
India,
I mean, like to go there is like 30-hour flight, man. Like
coffee is just starting out in India. It's really, I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, but we were quite early. Now, only the last couple of years is where it's reached an inflection point and it's starting to take off. So even if you look 10, 15, 20 years from now, there's so much wide space for us to grow. Even now, we're just in 8-9 cities of the
so I mean, so from what I understand, this is like you're just going with the flow at this point without having to. For example, do you have a valuation in your mind where you want to get, or revenue for sure, of course.
Valuation will follow.
Where do you currently stand, if I can ask you?
500.
In terms of valuation?
Valuation 2,400.
Oh, that's massive.
2,200, 2,400.
And that's happened across a period of how many years?
12 years? 12 years, huh? 12, 14 years.
13 years. 12, 13 years.
You know, so basically what I'm asking you and what I want to understand is Blue Tokai the biggest project of your life right now? Is Blue Tokai it? What I want to know. I mean, of course it is. Like, is Blue Tokai it? Or is there something that you want to maybe keep doing, exploring?
I'm much older than he is, so for me this is it.
Okay.
There's no second innings for me.
Okay.
I mean, at this
but you never know. I mean, with how things can really shape.
I mean, at this point of time, like, why would someone even think of doing anything else? Because of the category, the growth, like any business KPI, and plus, like, we're given 10, 12 years, right? So better to play it long and
agreed,
and then make it like. I mean, once in a lifetime opportunity is there, right? Like, and retail brand is legacy brand. So even our children, you never know, right? They will see this brand and, like...
Which is exactly what I'm asking you, Shivam. Ki legacy jo hai na, you think that you've created that legacy that will live across generations?
Can create
in
the
3-4 years.
Is there. No.
I mean, after what? How many outlets in the country?
170.
170. 170.
170.
After 170 outlets in the country, If you still think that you haven't made it, then you're making us feel very inferior, isn't that? That's a guy.
If you just look at the size of the opportunity and the scale that we're at now, there's a big gap. That's all. It's not that to say that we haven't created something, but there's so much more that can be done over the next several years.
And Uchit, there must have been a moment where you must have maybe spoken to yourself or maybe to your wife that, I think we made it. I think this is big. Was there a moment like this? And did that moment ever occur to you or happen?
That's unfortunately my personality is to always see what we haven't done rather than what we have done.
No, but then again, I mean, even if you speak to yourself, there must have been a moment in your history where you must have felt, okay, this is, what I may not have realized, but yeah, this is big.
No, but that's even when we were at a much smaller scale, there would have been moments like that where you run into someone and they've liked your product. So it's not that it has to be something on a very, it's not scale wise. At every stage in the journey, there's small moments of validation that, okay, you're doing something, you're on the right path.
So you were never overwhelmed with what you were building?
Not really, like it's an overrated thing, right? Being hectic and burnt off. कि सुबह उठे कुछ नहीं किया सो गए, you have money. I mean, like
no, but that's the grind you're doing here.
But why would
we also do that? I mean, I also do it. I wake up every day. I go to work. I try and find things for myself. But then I at the same time, I haven't been able to build a legacy or whatever, a space where I can proudly say, okay, that whatever, I have a 2,400 crores of worth of valuation. If I had done half of it, I can.
We don't have that. It would be great if we had
that. The brand has it. Of course, you created the brand, of course. So, I mean, how does it? Do you guys draw salaries for yourselves?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that an acceptable culture in the country right now? That founders can draw salaries and they should. Is that the norm?
But how would we survive?
Otherwise, how else would people live?
There are a lot of misconceptions that founders do not necessarily need to kind of draw salary.
The founders who have made like 2,000-3,000 crore, like obviously why would they need to take salary? Like, but like to survive, like where we will get money from, because there's no side hustle, right? And we are not rich people, right? Like,
say somebody who's expanding at the rate of bullet train.
Personal life has to be equally sorted as professional life, because I think this is more important within the house. If that is sorted, then you just have to sort out the professional life and the business, right? So
that was exactly what I was waiting for.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, right?
Thank you. Sorry, coming back to what I was talking about. I completely forgot. I had a very interesting question in my mind here.
Our salary?
No, unfortunately, I mean, you've been able to clear the air around that. You're well traveled, both of you, I assume. What are the few things that you've been able to really be impressed by, and you've successfully been able to apply it over here? Not an Indian thing. I mean, you must have learned across cultures. Is there something like that?
I mean, I think one is that, especially when we started, coffee outside of India, there was much more talent, much more skill. For example, there were no barista schools. There was no place to learn roasting. So we were able to find other people and experts and bring them on and help them implement international best practices here in our company. So that was definitely one thing.
Okay.
But also just traveling and seeing, design ideas, product ideas. You don't want to just be limited to kind of what's happening in India, because that's very much kind of, it's a bubble, right? So you need to be able to go and experience how other cafes are looking in, Thailand or in Singapore. What are the beverages that they have? How are they serving it? All of these things help us. You have to evolve over time, right?
There must have been some differentiation that you may have created with your brand.
So in the beginning, no one was doing specialty coffee in India. It was only commodity coffee. So we were really the first people who were able to take the good quality coffee that was being grown in India and make it available domestically. So that was the big kind of initial differentiator, was on the product quality side.
Okay. Matt, since you know coffee, since you know your coffee, can you, for a layman, can you define what's the difference between a good and a bad coffee?
So first of all, there's no such thing as a good and a bad coffee. It's whatever you like, right? If once you start telling people that this is good and this is bad,
it's subjective, you mean?
So it's subjective in some sense, but there's an objective scoring system.
What is that?
So there's people who are trained, they're called Q graders. So they're trained to evaluate coffee objectively. So they look at how is the aroma, what are the flavor notes, how's the acidity, are there any off flavors, how does it feel, is it heavy in your mouth? Okay. There's a scoring system.
Okay.
So you score against all these parameters, and if you score above 80 points on 100-point scale, it's considered specialty grade. So that's what we.
What's your score?
So we have anything from, so the average goes, like, we source at least 83, 84, but it goes up to 87, 88 points.
Oh, so it's in the higher range, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again for
But
a layman.
simply, a layman is there anything distinct about the coffee that you're having? Like, most coffee just tastes like brown, kind of bitter. You can't taste any distinct flavor in it. So I would say, for a layman, if you want to understand whether it's a good quality coffee or not a good quality coffee, can you taste flavors? Are there any fruit flavors that you can taste? Are there any chocolate flavors that you can taste?
Okay.
Are there any nutty flavors that you can taste?
So the average consumption in India, are those dark roast or are those light roast?
So the roasting is all, like, how you source the coffee that's what you determines the score.
Okay.
Once you have that 80, let's say 80 plus point coffee, especially coffee, then you can roast it to different levels. So, but the majority of consumption in India is milk, and so milk is generally roasted a bit darker because on light roast coffees, it doesn't go very well with it.
Okay, understood. Both of you have grown up in India? No. You've not. You have. But you know the brands that we grew up with. Both of you think that you've replaced the brands that we grew up with? You know the ones I'm talking about. There was. I grew up with CCD. I grew up with.
So I think.
I mean, I don't want to.
We're at a stage in the coffee market where there's room for everybody. Like, barista has several hundred outlets. Even today, barista has several hundred outlets.
I don't see as many outlets of.
400.
And
They have 400.
They have.
Where in India?
Yeah.
What about in Delhi?
Delhi also they will have.
Okay.
So everybody has, like, a slightly different offering, slightly different look and feel, slightly different positioning in terms of consumer minds, and there's a market for that.
So you're talking about coexisting, while in reality it is indeed a game of kind of being on top and kind of over.
That's just an ego game. That's just an ego game. There's plenty of space for many brands.
Then it could be a perception thing. For example, I mean, I grew up with my friends who, I mean, our hangout spot during school was CCD. And, we didn't have to think twice before maybe heading into a CCD. I think that psyche has changed, and the people that I know, I mean, my cousins who are still in school or in colleges, they prefer blue Tokai. In terms of numbers, I may be incorrect, but the perception has changed immensely. Is that something you're consciously aware of or no?
But that happens in any industry, right? Like, the players have to evolve, and if they don't evolve, then some new player will come in and capture that market. Even for us, we have to keep evolving our offering, our communication, look and feel of our stores to stay relevant. So it's not a market where any F&B market, you can't just come up with a concept and just let it stagnate and expect that you're going to continue for decades.
And that's why we just don't want to enter into this game of, like, कि ये बिकता है और ये बेच लेता है. Even our coffee offering, if you see this, like, this is all, like, India doesn't drink, like, a lot of black coffee, right? But there has to be, like, something which is step ahead, right? Like, where you push people from here, or the aspiration for the consumer has to be fulfilled, right? So you have to be that brand which is moving one step ahead in terms of predicting the consumer behavior, like what ideally people would want in 2026, 2027, and and keeping yourself apprised of the situation, like things has to evolve, and so I mean, just imagine whenever I go to my hometown, right, Gorakhpur or Lucknow, I go to all these places which we are mentioning, right, because I have to consume coffee. So it's not that 170 location is nothing, right? Like, and the other thing which play a vital role is accessibility, right? अगर होंगे नहीं तो बिकेगा क्या? तो इसलिए everyone can coexist, right? We are not in Srinagar. Barista is doing a great job in Srinagar, right? Like, मतलब आप सोचो मसूरी जाते हो तो अभी कॉफी नहीं पीते थे, right? ठीक है, before us also, right? Even after us also, like, that places will still be around, like.
No, but why don't you guys agree and admit that you've been able to do some things right? You've been able to, of course. I mean, you have been very.
But I'm saying that it's not something unique to us, right? There are other brands that have also been able to do things right, and
there are plenty more who've not been able to make it.
Sure.
I mean, that outnumbers the volume.
It's many brands have come and gone in coffee.
Yeah.
Every decision which we are taking, like, majority of them has to be right to in order to, let's say, कि, from 170 cafe to 500 cafe and still be the brand or the better brand, because things will go south. Like if this thing does not happen, तो वो जो आप point of arrival बोल रहे हो वो कभी लाइफ में हम शायद से देख ही ना पाए, ठीक है? Because after that, like you have to do like again like same set of things,
also,
ठीक है?
right?
And scale it. I mean, momentarily, obviously, like milestones are being celebrated in our life, but
What was the last milestone you guys celebrated?
last milestone which we said yesterday, only,
Yesterday was a.
What was it?
So we are opening in Dubai. So
You're opening in Dubai?
yeah.
Okay.
So that is what we shared with the team.
Is that the second overseas outlet
Yeah.
after Japan?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I mean,
Deepika Padukone, I guess, here is one of the investors.
yeah.
So, you know, for 140 crore Indians, that could be the biggest takeaway for somebody like Deepika to have found, to have seen the merit in a product like this and to have felt the urge to even invest. What do you think she saw in the brand? Did she tell you?
Yeah, so she like enjoyed the product. She
That's
enjoyed
all?
the product.
She has been always the consumer. So as like many other people, like I mean, in any consumer business, if you want to invest, the first hypothesis should be whether you like the product or not,
Agreed.
right?
But for my audience, Shivam,
So
man, can you please walk us through how it happened, how it came about?
No, I mean, so she had approached us a couple times in the past, but it was more to do a brand kind of collaboration. So that was something that we were never been.
Matt, you have to be a little more detailed than that.
Never super keen on. No, like you know how they'll promote your product in exchange for equity, basically, or money. So we've never had celebrity endorsements before, so that's not really something that we were.
So do you see her as an endorser or a stakeholder?
She's an investor.
she's an investor. Like,
Okay. Okay.
she has liked the product, she wanted to invest. So as us, right? We also like whatever money we have, okay, we would also want to be part of some good growing brand, right? So
But you're not tempted to maybe feature her in a picture and maybe just place it somewhere and just, maybe like a...
if she
she
allows,
She's one of the investors.
if she allows, like why not? Like
That's for the both of your interests. That reminds me, that brings me to one of the questions I had in mind that I would have asked you in a segment called Rapid Fire or maybe a fun segment. But so the question was that would you rather have one positive review go viral nationally or have all the negative reviews on Swiggy and Zomato deleted forever?
I think positive
you
would be
want
better.
positive.
Positive would be better.
Okay.
positive.
You agree?
Yeah, like why to? I think negative feedback are the best thing for a business, right? Like because
Why is that?
because how would you ever come to know what is happening in let's say HSR or Chandigarh?
It helps you improve.
Yeah. I mean that is the only way to improve. Like work on those. Like what consumers are saying and what they did not like, right? Others कैसे पता चलेगा? आप केवल सेल नंबर देख के और रेटा देख के धंधा थोड़ी जज कर सकते हो. So
Are you the sort of founders who maybe check reviews online and then respond to those reviews?
So actually, the main customer complaint email ID still goes used to come to me, now goes to Namrata. So
Really?
yeah,
we have always handled it.
so we've always
Personally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's interesting. Something else. Gorakhpur से मुझे याद आया था.
हाँ.
For example. I'm sorry, I'm a little
नहीं
fascinated.
एकदम हाँ गोरखपुर is a fascinating place, man. Like
No, I know. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
even I am fascinated about my home.
if you were to open an outlet in Gorakhpur, could you do it now?
No.
Why? Not the audience?
No. I mean,
all of his relatives will come and ask for free coffee. It'll go out of business.
no, also like our business is very much dependent on operation capability. We just can't go and open like one odd outlet and run it in the same manner because it has to be operated in cluster. We have to have training head. We have to have a supply because we just don't believe in outsourcing, right? So number one reason would be that. Number two is obviously like it's slightly ahead of time. But if
Yeah.
the question is
In the future? Yeah.
obviously
why not?
like
Why not?
जिस दिन खोलूंगा उस दिन मैं we will keep that.
That will be a moment of arrival for sure.
Out of the MIS, we will be like, I would have to personally fund it.
In fact, let's do this. Let's play a fun game. What would you add in your existing menu, to make the brand successful in the respective cities? Okay. Let's start with Gorakhpur.
I would say good pizza and burger.
Okay. Um, let's say Punjab, Amritsar,
Whipped cream.
MP, Indore.
More savory stuff. And around namkeen and making a combination of that.
Okay,
All this we are not ever going to do.
Okay, hypothetical. Hypothetical.
We are just giving a hypothetical answer.
No, that's a fun question and expect a fun answer.
What you asked, because I just don't want to set up
No, no, of course, yeah.
any context that
I don't want-
whenever
I
we
mean-
enter Indore.
No, no, by that regard, Punjab में दिल्ली में तो छोले भटूरे चाहिए हो क्या हम लोग कैफे के अंदर.
So I mean,
That
like,
reminds me, I mean, Matt, you mentioned that I think food is kind of the enabler that can propel the business. It's not just the coffee that sells, but the food that makes the coffee sell.
So I mean, even in our business, 45% of the revenue comes from beverages, 40% comes from food. So it's almost equal. Balance comes from these retail products. So
But you're
food is definitely
emotionally
important, right?
connected to coffees, right?
I mean, I would love it if we didn't have to have any food offering. That would
Really?
be that would be my dream.
If you knew that you could get 20x the growth, okay, by selling food, but had to remove 5 coffee beverages out of your menu, would you do it?
I mean, so that's the true case. Actually, we can easily triple the revenue of this cafe by just expanding the food menu. But it's a very different. Then you're operating restaurants. Then how do you scale that? How do you keep the back of the house engaged and interested?
So this is a different location. This is unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because would you first walk me through what this location stands for? How did it come about?
The idea was to do something that's slightly more detail oriented, more elaborate, that speaks to kind of the origins of both of our brands.
oh, thank you.
Oh, we've got some food also. Thank you so much. We were just talking about food is when it arrived. Yeah, Matt, please continue.
So on the coffee side, you see many different types of brewing methods, all of the different manual brewing methods. We have a unique thing where we have unique lots of coffee from over the year that we've frozen to preserve their flavor. So all of the best launches that we've had across the year are available here, so you can have those beverages. We have coffee on tap. We have multiple different options for the espresso drinks.
Okay.
So it's how can we elevate the coffee offering that we have, and along with that, how can we elevate the food offering? So there's live baking by Sachali. So the bread gets baked freshly here every single day, which is something that's unique as well.
Okay.
And then we have a more extensive food offering.
But this is an accusation, as I understand. The bake house.
No. So it's, they used to be a partner of us for a long time, and I think 2 years ago is when we acquired the company. So now it's been merged.
So now it's yours. Oh, this is a legitimate reason to stop. I came in and I saw this. And my question was framed around Breaking Bad. Okay, you've seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to tell me the Breaking Bad moment. The Breaking Bad moment where Gail, you remember Gail? Gail was the lab assistant for Walt, and he brews a cup of coffee for him, and Walt sips it, and then he goes, "This might be the best coffee he's ever tasted in his life." Okay, so did you have a moment like that in life?
Definitely, there's a moment when you shift from commodity coffee to specialty coffee. I think that's a moment where once you make that, it's very difficult to go back. So like in college, I used to drink Starbucks.
Yeah.
Not because I enjoyed it necessarily, but it was, available, accessible, affordable, and kept you awake. After college, I moved, and that's when I got exposed to specialty coffee. And then that's sort of like an aha moment. Oh, coffee can be something that you drink because you enjoy the flavor. It's not just a functional beverage. It can be something so much more than that.
Right.
So that's how I started getting.
Like Blue Tokai, there was a coffee called Nano X, right? That was Indian Giza, and that coffee was like too good. But like there's only limited lot, and so I got hold of, with all the jugaad in the company, I just got like 250 gram, so I preserved that coffee, and I just wanted to drink it like say once every month.
Can you make it available for us in the country? No? Why not?
I mean, we
sell it.
sell it, but like
it's a very limited quantity, so it sells out very quickly.
वो 4-5 किलो कुछ ऐसे होता, छोटू सा lot है, तो we wish like, but
You know, one of the maybe a quicker way to maybe scale businesses, maybe going B2B. I don't know if you
I mean,
agree.
we have.
but that
Yeah,
is not
but-
the quicker way.
Okay, I mean, yeah, different founders have different opinions around it. Okay.
For coffee, at least, it's not the faster way.
No, but if you had to go completely retail, you know, and if you could really like play on the large volume of game, you could just cater to everybody. You know, just open up.
But that's an instant, and that's the instant coffee game.
You are not tempted to do that.
We would love to do it if we're able to offer a product that has the same quality in an instant format. We would love to do that.
No, but you inherently you see yourselves as a D2C brand primarily, right?
We have all of these verticals from the very beginning. We've been omni-channel.
Okay.
So we have the cafes, we have B2B supply, we supply to Horeca.
To who? Who do you supply to?
We're like many offices, like Meta Office,
Okay.
LinkedIn Office,
Okay.
BCG,
BCG, hotels we supply to.
hotels we supply to.
Then a lot of cafes we supply to.
And how much does that contribute to the overall business and revenue?
Around 15%
Right,
now, but
15.
previously it used to be larger. As we've expanded the cafes, the percentages come down.
So have you consciously tried not expanding that vertical of things where you could just maybe
Cafes that you can scale cafes much faster than you can scale any other vertical.
really? But isn't that more legwork, like more, you know,
They're
it's
not
more
afraid of
logistic.
work.
More of like-
Opportunity is larger.
It's a much more complicated business than running a retail shop because the expectation, the customization, then the supply, demand, payment, the sales
Price
rate,
sensitivity.
pricing. If you see मतलब, two consumers, let's say a retail consumer versus a B2B consumer, there is like more complexities because there the decision is not just basis on what that individual likes. It's more basis on the finances and you know like क्या changes वो कर सकते हैं अपने organization में.
How long does it take for an outlet to break even?
Couple of months.
Couple of months and you break even.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously going by the standards you've set for yourself now. But you
It
must
has
have...
always been the case.
So similar.
Okay.
Maybe the first couple of outlets took longer because that was a learning phase for us.
No,
For several years now, it's been outlets should break even within the first or second month.
First 30 days it should be,
and with that logic, I mean, every outlet that you're running is profitable.
except one.
Which one?
There's one in Kalyani Nagar in Pune.
So, I mean, to have 169 outlets and all profitable,
Almost.
what do you boil it down to? I mean, you have to boil it down to a couple of things for me, for the audiences. Both of you, I have to start with you.
I mean, so one is
Okay.
site selection is very strong by the team. So that's really a make or break thing because rent is the biggest expense. So if you're paying for visibility, that should definitely translate into footfall. So that's where most brands make a mistake is that they take very prominent locations, but for whatever reason, they're not able to attract the footfall from them.
And one more reason.
Distinctive product and offering because I mean, no matter where you are going to open a cafe, there would be या तो future में cafe आएगा या तो पहले cafe था, right? Like or so if you're entering to that cluster, I mean there are already 10-12 cafes or there will be cafes after you. It's a 9-year game, right? 9 to 12-year game because you're signing the lease accordingly. So you just can't be thinking short term and you know like कि हमें केवल 40 लाख के आउटलेट खोलने हैं नहीं like you have to make like long term में कि वहाँ पे क्या बन सकता है ठीक है first couple of years can be let's say 20 lakhs still making money it can be like 40 lakhs in future but basis remains the same like I guess if the product is distinctive you'll be able to pull crowd then it depends on the brand the experience you know like factors around it to retain the customers right
But you're already leveraging from the brand value that you've created so far.
Yeah.
So it's easy to kind of then cash in on it.
yeah I mean
But even in the past, when we were at a smaller scale, because of the offering that we had, we were still able to pull people because it was fairly distinct compared to what was available.
हमारे unique
How did you
customer
get to then spread the word of mouth? I mean, before Blue Tokai was a thing that people knew.
I mean, coffee is a very social thing, right? So if you're
Okay.
a coffee lover, you try a coffee, you're gonna tell your friends, they're gonna tell their friends. So it's if you get the product.
Ultimately, it's boiling down to the product then.
yeah
The quality.
yeah
I mean, product plus experience, right? It doesn't matter if you have the best product in the world if the servers are rude, they make your coffee poorly, the places aren't clean.
How much have you evolved in terms of experience? The experience in terms of offerings. What has changed in the past 5 years, 7 years, 10 years?
We have become more faster in terms of service, uh, more organized in terms of the space.
I'd say consistency has also gone up because we've been able to layer on different equipment and tools and training to help standardize that.
The theme, the designs have always been like this.
No, this
No,
keeps
no,
on-
they just keep changing.
Okay. You must be burning cash to some extent.
No.
No,
No?
no,
Not at
we are
all?
making money.
Just
कोई भी
simply-
आज तक धंधा हमने आज तक कोई भी चैनल विदाउट कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन ऑफ लेस देन 20% हमने नहीं किया है, ठीक है? So there was corporate overhead, there was back end overhead, right? वो टीम आप बिल्ड करोगे फॉर स्केल, राइट? आपने वो एक्सपेंस बनाया बिकॉज यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर 500 आउटलेट, राइट? एंड शिवम मैट लाइक हम दोनों मिलकर नहीं कर पाएंगे, वी नीड अ स्ट्रांग टीम टू deliver that, right?
course.
So वो hiring and the back end, because back end is also we make our own product, right? The bakery, the food. तो आप हर महीने चेंज तो कर नहीं सकते. If you're planning 200 outlets, you have to design places for 200. It will be non-optimized for a certain scale. So that was the back end thing. Front end, as I told you, like stores, almost all of them are making good money. So as our D2C, quick commerce, any business you pick, is making money for us. So this margin versus this cost which we had now got balanced. So we have started making money.
And all the outlets that you have are rented, or do you also own?
All rented.
All rented?
All rented.
That's not the model that you want to maybe get at?
It's very capital inefficient.
Why for 4% return one
Yeah.
should invest in a
You have to
commercial?
raise tons and tons of money or be incredibly rich to buy all the outlets.
What are the expenditures? Like, what do you spend the most on in terms of cost?
People,
People,
Okay. Okay.
then rent,
Followed by?
followed
coffee beans.
coffee beans. Yeah.
You've built a supply chain that functions very, very smoothly. Of course, the overall machinery. Give us a sense of what a supply chain is like operationally for a brand like Blue Tokai.
आपने सोच लिया, like ऐसे steps होगा, ठीक है? But I think the understanding comes when you start controlling the data, and like the learning comes from there. कि suppose ट्रक डिले हो गए, क्यों हुए, कितने दिन हुए, हफ्ते में एक बार हो रहा है, 2 बार हो रहा है, like all those things has to be deep dive. And apart from that, like the supply chain is also a function of whom you are working with.
Do you personally take an interest in kind of handpicking talent?
For senior level, even mid to senior level people, at least one of us, the founders would have interviewed everybody.
Okay.
Where the managerial skill set starts evolving, let's say area manager, right? So we get into that, like whosoever is free, like we will have a word and see like how things are. Then like obviously in the corporate, like we just can't interview everyone, but
Yeah.
like again there's a slab, right? Like if super hiring hoga, so we will get involved.
Okay. Matt, that's an interesting thing I wanted to ask you. You mentioned that you fancied brewing, beers for sure. I mean, is there a temptation that being stationed in Gurgaon, the both of you, does that temptation come in that you want to maybe still try it out, have a brewery?
There's plenty of work to do with with this.
Okay.
Taking on the hassle of alcohol is not.
Not really?
I'll go enjoy other people's hard work.
Maybe later for sure, maybe someday.
Nah.
No? You mentioned you described Blue Tokai as a mass premium product, I remember. What is mass premium? I mean, and going by the analogy of alcohol, because they mentioned it, I mean, for me, mass premium would be something like maybe a Glenfiddich, no? Or it's too premium?
I mean, so mass premium is just from a pricing point of view. That's it. So the thing is, because coffee is it's a everyday thing, right? It's
Yeah.
a regular consumption. So we never want it to be that price becomes a huge barrier from you being able to enjoy the product regularly. So I would say on the product side, it's very premium. We source the best quality coffee that's available in the country. It's just from a pricing point of view, how can we make it more affordable?
Okay.
So that
No, but something like I said, I mean, okay, Glenfiddich could be
Glenfiddich, I don't think that's a price wise is definitely not comparable.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go more Johnny label and maybe become a red label, more volume, more massy.
Yes, I don't think in alcohol there's any place that's offering a really, really high quality product for
Okay.
that price point, right?
What is your financial discipline as a founder, both of you? I mean, how do you have to consciously discipline yourself as a founder financially?
सर देखो बहुत छोटी जगह से आ रहा है. There has to be value for money, okay, in life, and one should be fortunate कि पैसे हैं अकाउंट में, ठीक है. So it has to be valued. Almost all in all the decision you are making, right? Like it's a hard-earned money, so I mean that thought process has to be there, and actually there has to be some logic why you are doing anything in life, right? I can get like entire Gurgaon printed with our hoarding and spend like say 10 crore rupees, but like what I am going to get out of that, like by doing so. So I mean, so every decision has to be, there has to be frugality. पैसे हैं मतलब आज है कल नहीं रहेंगे, so value that.
You share the same philosophy, Matt?
Yeah, I think also just important as financial discipline is time discipline. I think especially when you're younger and growing, any opportunity, yes, we'll do that. We'll take that.
Is that a comment on me because we were late by 2 hours? Okay, message taken, message received.
But just learning how to say no to things, right?
Yeah.
Being able to focus more and execute fewer things at a higher level rather than trying to do 100 things to 6.
Sure. Again, one of the things. Has there ever been a term sheet that you walked away from, or a lot of? Have there been? Can you just add a little more detail, like why
did we walk away?
Like why did you walk away?
There was a mismatch in valuation expectations, or in terms of certain people put in. We've been running this for a long time, right? So there should be some credit for what we've been able to, where we've been able to get to, and that we're straightforward individuals, right? So we also don't want to feel like.
References. So you are giving us the best numbers. I mean, ultimately, we are going to sit in a room and run this business together, right? So there has to be a personality match and that thought process match. So that is the number one priority in our decision. So there have been cases like where we would have been wrong, but like we took the decision basis on like whether we can work with these people or not, regardless of what they are bringing on the table in terms of money. So
do you still draw rounds of investments? Are you still doing it?
This is a capital intensive business, so
for expansion you obviously keep needing money. So that's there. I mean, you keep doing it. There are consistent rounds of.
It will stop in future, but
currently you're not in that stages.
Once the profit accrual start hitting,
I think it's a privileged position to be in if you keep getting offers to.
Why?
It's very overrated.
It should be the reverse, right?
Really?
If you can scale your business without raising funds, that should be celebrated.
No, the fact that people are taking an interest and see value in the product and then want to be a part of it kind of validates.
Now, like it has become easy because obviously, like the entire ecosystem around F&B or coffee, or there's certain threshold which have. But I think again, what Matt said, like funding is the overrated celebration, right? Like it's a udhari, like you have to return it back, and it's the most expensive udhari because anything below 20% IRR is like not a. So.
I mean, I know Matt is not much of a talker, but. One by one. One to you. Okay. So just and you have to answer, of course. So if you could finally start your Gurgaon-based brewery tomorrow, would you still do it? And if you were to do it, you said no. If you were to do it, what would you name? What would you call it?
I'm the least creative person when it comes to names. Namratra's the one who handles all the branding and marketing. It'd be called Matt's Bar or something if I was the one.
That's cool. If Blue Tokai were Central Perk from Friends, you've seen Friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's more likely to be Gandhar amongst the two of you? Neither of you remember the character.
Friends is like 20 years ago.
College
Friends can never be old. I mean, you keep rehashing a memory about Friends and you keep watching it. Which Blue Tokai outlet is most film worthy if Netflix wanted to shoot a series inside one of your cafes?
I would say this one.
This one? Okay.
There's one nice cafe in Koregaon Park, Pune.
What's special about it?
So it used to be community center for a church. So it has those hut shape and good height and nice sunlight, good outdoor.
Would you rather make 5 new acquisitions and make them 500 crores worth of profitable brands each, or add 1,000 crore worth of value to Blue Tokai itself?
1,000 crore value.
Yeah, same answer. Like, at least we know this. So there's no point like getting into unknown.
Okay, if you had to sum up Blue Tokai's journey so far in one sentence, what would you say?
In one sentence, I would say it's been a fun, wild ride.
It's challenging and which is also exciting.
Okay. What's the most heartfelt compliment from a customer you are never forgetting in life?
We had one customer whose mom was actually dying, and they served that the last thing that she wanted. She was about to pass, and the last thing that she wanted was a cup of our
that's so
coffee.
touching, and
That was something that we'll never really forget.
that's a great statement.
Someone got married in our cafe. Like they got the lawyer and
Really?
so in Masant Kunj cafe. So that was also like
One thing you would borrow from each of the following brands, and you have to answer these. Starbucks.
Consistency,
In?
the look and feel of the locations.
scale.
You're getting there.
I mean, like
You eventually
there is
will.
no. I think in this life it will be impossible to raise to like 80,000 1 lakh cafe. So I mean, like scale is aspirational. Like just
See,
sitting in US, man, they are running cafes in Coimbatore. Like
Got
they're
it,
sitting
got
in
it.
Gurgaon. हमें चंडीगढ़ नहीं manage हो पा रहा.
We got your aspiration.
So
CCD. Nothing at
I
all.
mean, so no, they were the pioneers, right? So I think that's hats off to them. They were the ones who really set up the cafe culture here.
But one thing you like to borrow.
Yeah, but being pioneering.
But what made them the. Okay, got it.
I would take. So they have a nice experience center in Chikmagalur, like Hotel Kam, like at the heart of their farm. So
Oh,
that
then you
is
could stay there.
So something like which they have a hotel proper. So if at all, like in future,
You know, that kind of makes me think, why don't you, I mean, like you, Asula Vineyard, why can't Blue
We are
Tokai
doing
have
We're
that.
doing it.
we are
Oh.
doing it.
We'll talk about it then.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah, okay. Third waves.
He can answer that one.
Third wave, I would say the speed of execution. Like,
Yeah, they opened, I think, 100
yeah,
stores.
100 like
a
in
year.
with a blink of eye, man. Like हम
Yeah.
plan ही करते रह के वो
Sabko?
I think design focus. They have a very good design focus.
store experience.
Tim Hortons?
Tim Horton, like maybe someday we will have Timbit. Like,
Yeah, maybe some donuts.
Yeah.
We could get some donuts.
Costa?
Legacy. They've been around for what? 40, 50 years.
Same airport presence as that of Costa.
I mean, you have a significant airport presence.
No. We are just at
You're
3
at T3 though for sure. Why keep going there?
Teeny location. hai.
T3 and?
T3, T1 and then one in
Bangalore.
Bangalore.
T2.
Okay.
Or
T1
whatever,
at
T1.
Bombay?
No, Delhi. only.
Oh, achha, Bombay mein nahi hogi.
Hi, Bombay.
Okay. Matt, okay, give me 3 brutal truths about the cafe business that no founder will tell you.
It's not glamorous. Managing people is the biggest challenge. But huge potential is there.
Something similar?
Don't scale it beyond 5-6 cafes if you are not confident of making like 100, 200. Because 5-6 तक आप पैसे बना सकते हो. If you are an individual person. Because it requires a very tight management. Every day there will be like something new which you will be exposed to. And third is it's easy to start, but I would say difficult to manage.
So what are the 3 customer behavioral traits that you would wish to change?
So one is everybody thinks they're an expert on coffee. No matter how much knowledge they have, they know everything about coffee. It's a double-edged sword, but cafes have become a place where people come and sit and work the entire day.
Okay.
Ultimately, real estate's limited.
You would be okay with it if they kept ordering?
Yeah. So even people come regularly, but I would. The last thing actually is I wish takeaway culture would.
Okay.
Right now, it's a very dine-in or delivery focus. Whereas in other parts of the world, you will have like lines of people that grab their coffee and go. That customer behavior doesn't exist in India.
Okay.
ये सही है. पहला आंसर मैं करूंगा क्योंकि मैट फॉलो करेगा क्योंकि सब मैं सोच रहा हूँ तीनों तो मैं भी यही बोलता. people have to be respectful about other. Like sometimes as Indians, like we are super loud and not cognizant about like what we are speaking and who is sitting next. Have some patience because like we are not running an automatic setup. Sometimes people want everything in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Coffee is possible, but like food, if you're making it like fresh, like it will take time. So sometimes people have to understand that. They can communicate more with us, and that we would appreciate. Like,
If you could only promote one of these, what would you ideally like to pick? Online orders or outlets?
Outlets. You can interact with customers. I feel like online orders, there's very little customer interaction.
Outlets?
Yeah.
Who's more likely to, amongst the two of you, you just have to pick one, okay? Who's most likely to have a biopic made on himself?
Sure.
Turn cashier for a whole day and actually enjoy it. Worry looking at the monthly balance sheet.
None.
None of you?
I mean,
We've seen everything. We've seen everything.
now we will not be worried because we know like they can change it around. So
Okay. Give an earful to staff for negligence, but then make them coffee to make up for it.
Could be either, I think.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Insist on opening a new outlet overseas purely for the vibe.
That also could be either. We've both done
It depends on which overseas. Like,
Okay, let's
which
start
vibe?
with Middle East first.
I think I would be personally more interested than
And North America,
that.
Europe.
he will be.
Shuffle and reshuffle the menu till the team begs for mercy.
I mean, like
Neither of us, I don't
Neither?
think. Yeah.
Do a random quality check at a surprise location just to test. Learn.
I mean, like that is our first job. Like
Both of
when
us.
when we enter the store.
So both of you.
Yeah.
Post a philosophical caption with a latte art at 1 a.m.
None of
No.
Either? pitch a completely wild idea on the WhatsApp group at 2 a.m. Again, neither of you.
No.
You're not wild at all, huh?
I mean,
There's a time for work to end, right? 2 a.m. Who's
Forget
gonna
2
be?
a.m. then. Pitch a wild idea on a WhatsApp group. Who's likely to do it? Who's more active in in just enterprising things and just pitching ideas?
But everybody does it in their own domain.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Everybody
the
does
both
it
of you
in
then equally.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Secretly judge a customer's coffee order, but smile anyway. Don't say that you haven't done it. If not in Blue Tokai, but somewhere else, you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Create a secret Instagram account just to stalk competitor.
He does
Namrata.
that.
Namrata. That would be Namrata. 100% would be Namrata.
Cool. That was it. That was it. Fun. By the way, since we were here at Suchali's, I would like to know a little more about food because, of course, we know that you know your coffees, you know everything about coffee, of course. But when it comes to food, do you find a sense of expertise that you could maybe recommend food? And let's pick this location
Okay.
in specific. If you had to really explain food, or if you had to recommend an order to a customer, would you be able to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after it's in the menu, like obviously
Okay, it's been well curated.
Yeah, we've
because
done multiple
tasting
tastings.
and-
We've worked with a really well-known chef.
So, are you as a brand, or are you as individuals? Are you health conscious? Do you specifically focus on diets and recommend foods that
Just
are?
look at the calorie counts and stuff on the menu.
Is
and
why
you'll-
I'm
that'll
asking. No,
answer
but
the
you don't look
question.
like you eat a lot of calories, and your calorie
How
intake
you-
is not as high. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
like-
distinctive nature of the two of you. So, but just in terms of food habits, I mean, how are you as you being from Gorakhpur? I mean, I understand the UP eating habits. I also like to have those sabzi puris and kachori, bede, everything.
obviously open to being experimental, but I mean, like day to day is very North Indian food. So
North Indian. Okay.
yeah, like
what
at
about
home.
you, Matt? What's your food habits like? And
So up
Tell
until,
the real man.
up until very recently, I used to order anything.
Hmm.
I would have pizza 2 or 3 times a week, burgers 2 or 3 times a week. Then my ages started to catch up with me in the last year and a half. So now I have
are
to
you a little
be
conscious?
now I have to be a little conscious.
Okay, but what's a cheat meal for you? Like a pizza?
Pizza, burgers.
biryani.
Do you have an affinity to Indian food in particular, or are you open? Like, what's your
Yeah, I mean, so up until very recently, we used to have whatever dal, sabzi.
Yeah.
My family, so my father's South Indian.
Yeah.
So dosa, I love idli dosa. I can
Okay.
eat all the time.
I mean, but you grew up in US?
I grew up in US.
What was just walk me through that journey for you? I mean, of course, I know. I mean, I've seen enough, and you've. I mean, with Nikhil also, you spoke a bit about your growing up years. But when did you come to India?
I came in 2011.
So, what was that? How did you have to? Was that a challenge to kind of adapt, or did you just feel at home?
No. So actually, when I was in high school, I spent 4 months living with my family in Chennai. And they lived also in the village outside of Chennai. So it was really like 10 people in a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom place.
Okay. So you've been very rooted in that sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Shivam? Of course, what's your upbringing been like?
So grew up in UP. Till 10th I was there. Then after that, like I always stayed away from my family. So went to Rajasthan, Kota for my engineering preparation. Then went to Karnataka for my undergrad. Then went to.
So you're an engineer.
Yeah. So
which engineer are you?
And a petroleum engineer.
Oh, okay.
So Surathkal se padhai ki. Then I went to do my masters in Canada. So I has been always away from my hometown. Like
what about you? What have you studied?
I studied finance in undergrad and a master's degree in economics.
But you know that took me back to a conversation the other day. That you're not a fan of discounts, the both of you. Can you explain why?
We are already at discounted price, like because the pricing which Matt was explaining, mass premium pricing with a high quality product. So our cost is already high because of the type of ingredient, processes, like supply chain. Feel like I mean, if you have a good product, like why to devalue it when you have already done the pricing right? So sometimes like people use like all this optical discount, like MRP is something else, run it on,
Yeah. Have you had any regrets along the way? I'm not talking about a bad business move that you may have done and you may have regretted, but just some regrets personally, professionally.
I wish we were better at raising capital. We own more of the company.
One more thing, just as I come to wrap this up, even though I have a lot of not questions, but I could just go on talking to you about it. But I know you have a board meeting to attend. Yeah. Just all the humbleness aside, for once, what are you most proud of having built whatever you've done so far? What are you most proud of along the journey?
One is having created a platform that's given opportunity to people to really succeed. So, I think Shivam is obviously an extreme example of that. But
that's really philanthropical.
No, but there's many people within the organization that, so like one of the first baristas that we had, he was running the cafes for the long time. We have 2 guys who were the first couple of employees. They started doing packaging, then they learned roasting, then they became Q graders. So we have a number of people throughout the organization who've really been able to like blossom in their careers, and I think that's one thing that's been really.
What about you, Shivam?
Every day we are increasing the count of people entering the system, right? And we have roughly around 3,000 people. Someday we will have 6,000 people, 10,000 people. I'm not saying we are supporting them, but the whole idea is there's some sense of responsibility which makes us mature, and that is also like a kick, like that because of all this ecosystem, not only our family is getting survived, like even like there's so many others, like few thousand others, right? Like the second is, I would say, recognition. I would say like
being recognized as somebody who's made a change.
We exist because of Blue Tokai, right? As simple as that. What we are, like, like we are an individual who has certain designation with the brand, right? So sometimes I call this recognition of the brand, and so as us.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Both of you have families, right? Having to, of course, and I'm sure you would understand the importance of just being around and having a balance. I'm sure you do carry a wonderful balance. How does that play out? What's a day in your life like? Of course, since your wife is also
people would not believe like how we work.
No, let's know that a little bit about. Let's start with you.
Yeah, so I get up at 6:45, get the kids ready for school. I drop one, Namita drops the other. I go to the gym for 45 minutes. Then go to office.
You have a home gym?
No. Go to the office by 10. Then work till 6:30. Come home, get the kids ready. Like
At
feed
6:30
them.
you're done.
6:30
Yeah,
I'll leave.
all of us are done. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
office gets shut like after
Yeah.
6:37. So
Reach home by 7:15. Get the kids ready, feed them, bathe them, read books. Then hopefully I have a bit of time to spend with Namrata.
Sure. Okay. What about you?
I used to sleep a lot, but after having the first kid, like the routine is pretty much same. Like apart from the gym part, I'm like
It's the
you
same.
know, like,
Pickleball. He's a big pickleball player.
Yeah,
Ah.
to play like in the morning,
Right.
and then go to reach office like not at 10 but 10:30 types. Work till 6:30. Be home by 7:30. I mean, like then we try like not to open the laptop, but phone is always like active because the operation is being on till 1 a.m. So that's it. And weekends are pretty much I would say like more for us.
And your families are do they also feel like a part of Blue Tokai?
They are part of Blue.
No, of course they are. Because Namrata is one of the co-founders. As in,
Yeah.
Inherently they have an emotional attachment to.
So my wife is the founder of Suchali. So they
We
are,
didn't know that.
yeah. So everyone, entire
Why do
family
you have to
is
wait
like,
for the end of the conversation to mention that?
so
Okay,
we
so
all
she curates
understand
the
like
menu?
what we are.
She's the one behind the menu and everything.
So two founders are there. Like
पर तो बीवी के लिए तो तारीफ कर देते हैं. I mean, after
नहीं
that-
ये तो शेफ ने बनाया ये बीवी ने नहीं बनाया like so we have got a very good chef.
हमने तो नहीं बनाया है. Okay.
So those display and the baked goods are from Suchali. This obviously like they have ideated and helped
So
us.
Charlie is your wife.
No, Mitali is my wife.
Okay. So
So
who's Charlie then?
Suchali is the big. There are two founders, Suchali and Mitali. So
Are they related?
no. Everyone says so because of the name,
Ah.
but they're not. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What about you? I mean, just your kids and everybody.
Yeah, I mean, when I was, when my older daughter was like 3 or 4, we taught her when anytime she sees to say enemy.
Oh.
That I did not know. Like,
She's been very steeped in the.
Yeah.
the
I'm going to
coffee
play
from the
that
beginning.
consistency wala answer of yours when you said about
please
Starbucks.
इसको काट देना भाई इसने
I don't know. I will have to wait for the end of the conversation to get an answer like this. But we did. No, but thank you guys. I mean, it's been really amazing to have had coffees and food and the wonderful conversations along the way. I mean,
Thank
of
you.
course, we intended to start at a breakfast, but it's almost past lunch. But such is the vibe, such is the atmosphere. I have truly enjoyed myself just being here. Even if I wasn't talking to you, I would have gladly, soaked in the atmosphere. Thank you so much for the experience, hospitality, and for introducing a brand in the country that's scaling at a rapid rate and it's doing really well. Thank you for making the change.
No, thank you everyone.